Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to our May board meeting for the Town of Conetoe. I'd like to go ahead and call our meeting to order. Please make sure your cell phones are turned off. We're going to go ahead and ask Ms. Stacy's statement. If everybody would stand with her, say our invocation, and we will follow the pledge.
Heavenly Father, we come to you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for who you are. Heavenly Father, we're asking your blessing on this meeting, Lord God. We're asking that we're able to get much done, Lord God. We're asking that we can get all over the court, Lord God, unified, Lord God, to be able to take clear forward, Lord God. And we trust in you, Lord, that you keep everything represented here safe and sound. In your mighty name we pray. Thank you. Amen.
Say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. The board has had the opportunity to look over the agenda. And we have a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Yeah, moving on to our citizen requests and petitions. There's a 2-minute time limit per person. I have one from Coach Dancy.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Coach Nancy II, a member of the Edgecombe County Democratic Party Executive Committee, like fully paid member of the Rocky Mountain NAACP. I've been asked to help reactivate the Edgecombe County branch. Community engagement coordinator with the North Carolina Black Alliance Advanced Carolina, just to name a few. But I'm here today on the DCN, Advanced Communication Network. 2 minutes. I just noticed we had 2 minutes. Most places are 3, but you know. I will be attending every meeting possible. I'll be all over the county and state. I have had some folks reach out to me about the state of the council here in Conetoe. One particular is the bill that Shelley Willingham filed. I got much concern not only here but across the county. And where can I find the agenda for current meetings? I looked for the one today in the minutes. The last one I saw was dated December 2024. I might have got that wrong, not 25, I think I saw 24. And the other thing, I want to get a copy of the population of the citizens in the city and by race, because I will be going around to each county, each area, talking to folks about elections and also representing the Black Alliance Carolina, Advanced Carolina, like I said, contracted with him. So, 2 minutes ain't too bad, but I think y'all need to reconsider that for 2 minutes. Again, you'll be seeing a lot of these. Thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Did you have a citizen comment card? Okay. All right. There are no more citizen comment cards. If I can get a motion to close out this portion of our meeting.
May I please have a motion I'll make a motion to close out this portion of the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Up next, we have Mr. Ben Farmer, who is with the Planning and Development Services. He's the director for the Upper Coast Planning Council of Governments, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about our CDBG update and the legacy tree fund.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council, for letting me come tonight. I wish I had more of an update on the CDBG grant. We're still waiting for environmental clearance. We did ask our friend Bruce Naglin at Commerce to ask around, because he's in Commerce, but Commerce has different divisions. So he doesn't work directly with people, so we thought it would maybe help for him to pass it up the chain. He said he did talk to the program director, and that person would follow up soon with more information. We did hear the environmental, so the person who typically approves environmentals for Commerce Commerce, this is the State Department of Commerce, has resigned and now works for the private sector, so we're not sure who's taking that position, if anybody. So we still hope that we'll eventually get environmental clearance, and we'll certainly ask that when that time comes that they give us a reasonable extension to get the work done. Because once we get clearance of the funding, we can go out and hire an architect, just like the town of Gaston did in Northampton County with a very similar project, and get the construction started. And the reason Gaston got to go before us is because Gaston is not in a floodplain and ours is. We think that's what caused the big delay, and now we're just not sure what the status is. So we're going to keep trying to find out. But I'm happy to answer any questions about that if y'all have it, and I can try to pass it up the chain. And then the other thing I was going to talk about is the NC Urban Forestry Council's.
One second.
Yeah.
Any of you have any questions about what we spoke about?
All right, and sorry I wasn't better about
Good
taking
job.
that. But I'm happy to come anytime. But when I do have information, I'll share it with y'all.
Okay.
So the NC Urban Forestry Council has a legacy tree fund, and I think we did apply. We almost applied for it last year. We didn't quite submit one for Conetoe. We did more recently apply for an NC Forest Service. I can't remember. Climb the Tree City, I think is what that program is called. We were not awarded that application, but I did want to pass around. I have 2 copies of this tree plan. This is an old tree plan. It's from 2023. We will have to update it, but you'll see. I'm sorry I don't have more copies, but it's focused on the Town Hall Park right here behind Town Hall. And this Legacy Tree Fund program, it closes on June 1st. But I'll read a little bit from the website here. Any local government, a nonprofit or public school can apply for a tree planting grant. They seek projects that have strong community commitment, and awarded grants will have citizens engaged in the project while also recruiting citizens to help plant the community's new trees, and that can help you generate your match funding. So if you're asking for $1,500 worth of trees, which I think would be at least 10 trees, hopefully more. If you have enough volunteers to do it, there's an hourly rate you can use to calculate the value of volunteer hours, but we have people to help you plant the trees, or even a company that might help you install it without
Would that be
charging.
the same as an in-kind donation?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, there'd have to be a way to tie the in-kind donation to a cash value, which we can help you do.
right.
But our suggestion is plant some of those trees on that tree plan. And again, we'll remake it because there's a better aerial view now with the gazebo. But at least the ones around the trail, there's some red cedars identified, and I think some fruity olive trees. You know, our arborist consultant helped us figure out what tree would make sense there. But one of the categories, there's a storm recovery category, a street tree planting, school plantings, natural area, but the neighborhood planting category is what I would suggest for Conetoe, and that includes neighborhood parks like this. So trees that would be owned by the town and maintained by the town, but enjoyed by everyone.
Would this be something we could do for here, for this park area, but for our town park
Yes,
as well?
we could also do that.
Okay.
Absolutely. We only have a few weeks, but I think if you know for a fact that you want a few trees out there, we can have John come out and look at it.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
We absolutely do, because I know there's some shade trees out there, and that's one thing that we had talked about and looked at. But, you know, while we're at it, if we could do both locations, I think that would be great.
Oh yeah, I think they mostly carry. It's the same category, so it'd be 2 separate parks, but they would see we would tell them the number of trees we're going to purchase, maybe 5 here, 5 there, or maybe it's 3 here and 7 there.
Okay.
But we would redo the tree plan and try to find a way for you to apply without having to get a cash match. I don't think that's necessary, and it is very competitive. You can see on our website only a few groups get awarded each year, but it would be nice for Conetoe to be considered if y'all want to apply. So basically tonight I'm just letting you know about the program. It's due June 1st, so we have to move pretty quick, but we already have you on our list as long as you guys are okay with us applying it. So.
I got that further down on the agenda.
All right, first off,
So, you guys have any questions about that, about like the in-kind, the match part?
Oh, not about that part, but I was just wondering with these trees and their locations and whatnot, are there any underground pipes near these locations, near the town or near the trail?
That's a good question. I know there's a septic tank back there.
There-
I think we avoided that.
This is the original site plan that
Yeah.
John helped come up with the contractor when we did the whole renovations.
Right.
And the only thing in the back is, like you said, I have to look,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they made sure that they did the site plan where their trees or tree roots would grow and interfere with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why there's a sidewalk just out
Yeah,
like that, by the
and
way.
it goes all around it and
Yeah.
so it doesn't interfere with the, septic system and at this time there's no electricity, no water, nothing back there, so.
And no overhead power lines
As
or
long as
anything.
they avoid, this is the school area, and right in here, if you notice when you leave, there's a little white plastic spout kind of sticking right at that top. There's also a metal rod sticking up by it, that is our actual septic tank right here. When you look, you can kind of see right here, if you look at it. This area is usually a little greener because of the runoff from water, the groundwater from it. So they know that's why you did it all around, so you don't plan to do or have to bring in power or whatever or anything.
Yeah, I've learned that trees typically, the roots grow out, they don't grow down as much, but obviously right under the tree, they go down, so you make sure it's not right on top of the tank, but otherwise it wouldn't be a problem.
This is when John Sutton came and he's the arborist, this is when I know things about trees now that I didn't know before, and it doesn't matter that I do, but
Me
I
too,
know
yeah.
because he knows everything about it, and he can tell you the kind of roots spread, the shade, and, the foliage during the year, and
Yeah, but speaking of, to make the application more competitive, we probably build in a trip from John to do like a community tree presentation to teach residents how to care for their trees. We've done that in Nashville recently, so we would probably build that in.
just so you guys know, he and I had talked about it being a, like, community event, that we do some tree planting, and we certainly have enough, farmers with equipment and things around here that we could get the digging and the planting done like we need to. And it depends on the time of the year, the planting, whether we have to water often, if that's another issue.
I think we would insist on planting in November if possible. And this grant was designed by tree people, so they have it to where the project starts in, I think, September. So they know you're going to start planting soon after.
In the fall, around give us some, we wanted to do something that was a community-based thing, beautification, that's some of the other plans we've got in the forest.
Absolutely.
And I think another benefit, aside from these being local trees, planting native trees good for our environment, is when the trees grow, they'll give shade to the town hall so that the sun isn't directly hitting on the town hall. It'll help to lower some of our energy costs as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this project come to fruition if the board approves.
Do you need these?
Yeah, y'all can have those copies. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to move on to our town administrator report, and I have some consent items. We hopefully have all had the opportunity to see the minutes from Tuesday, April 14th, regular meeting. Stacy, has everybody seen the, has their report on that? Update on the fiscal year 24-25 audit. I talked with Greg Redmond yesterday. He called, I had emailed him last week because we still have not received anything from him as far as the audit. We're just sitting on hold. So, email him so often and say, what's up, where are we at? I emailed him last week and he emailed me right back and said he was on vacation last week. Just joking, certainly he was all right with you, but he did not. He called me yesterday, when his first day back in the office, and he has started work on the audit. He originally made an agreement with, the LGC to extend the date to March 16th. He has asked to change that, and, I think the date was May 3rd. So, I have shared that information with the LGC, and hopefully we will get our audit sometime soon. He said maybe before then, so, as soon as that's done, he's ready to present, send that to y'all, and we decide when you get back to this. to address this himself, but they are in session and he's in Raleigh and he's speaking to them this afternoon. He came yesterday and stopped by to tell me, I had it printed out so that everybody would know what it was about. He came to tell me the steps that has occurred and where it's at now. Before I talk about where it's at now, I want to talk about why. Summer of 2024, we had times that we had commissioners that were not here. Then summer of 2025, we had meetings where we could not conduct our business. We could not make motions and vote. We had one meeting, and I'm going to ask you in a minute to address the consensus issue, that was outside of this time frame. Shelley brought it up that he wanted to make a change so that we could carry on town business.
Shelley, don't run down.
So, he mentioned that this was a possibility and that's what he would like to do. I had not thought nothing about it, hadn't heard about it, hadn't thought about it. I knew he said he would turn it in. That was his thought. Until it pops up with your information that you had, I had no idea and heard about it. So I called him and talked to him. He said, right now, it was introduced and signed to the local government commission. It passed unanimously. It was sent to the House, to the Rules Committee, passed unanimously, and sent to the House floor. He said there was 120 people there, and only 9 of those people opposed. It has now been sent to the Senate with the same process, and it will go to the House. Then it will go to the Senate floor, which is the full House, and then to the governor, and the bill becomes law if it's passed on your behalf. That's what it is and where we stand now.
Question. Okay, if he felt so highly on getting that done, why wasn't it presented to all of us? Why it was done in secret?
It wasn't done in secret, but if that's a question you can ask him.
So you knew about it?
Yeah.
So that was in secret, because did you know that? Did you know that? Don't look at me like that. It's fine, but this is my thing behind the whole thing of it. Where is the transparency in there? Okay, all this was done, and you sitting there looking like you don't know what's going on, and I'm pretty sure the same. There's the citizens of Conetoe and the board as a whole, I felt like should have known about this. Not just because Shelley is a representative over the counties that we're in, to take something out of our charter to get a bill passed so that you can vote. So how is that, explain how that's gonna work. We got 4 commissioners and you. How's it gonna work? So basically you got four commissioners and you. So if you get the power to vote, so 3 commissioners will be down here and vote on whatever they want to vote on. And then the other 2 don't get no say so. Explain it to me. Because it don't make any sense to me.
I've given you the information, told you to contact me, if you've got any further questions. You and I will be glad to discuss whatever else we need to discuss about it. If you want to talk about transparency, now now's the time.
Yes, it is. Because you owe that to the citizens as well. That's my thought, but hey, who am I?
I'm moving on.
Yes, I'm pretty sure so.
Now, there's been a concern about when we can have a board consensus. Chad, do you mind addressing the one time that we had a board consensus in January?
Special call meeting?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so 2 members of the council and the mayor can call for a special call meeting at any time with the proper notice, so it's 2 days notice. And that's what we did for the meeting in January.
us come to an agreement about something?
Certain things require formal votes, other things do not. So it depends on what the matter is as to what is required. So if you're having an ordinance change, for example, you've got to give some notice of that, and the full board would need to participate. Other things that are procedural or just giving information to the council from the town administrator, for example, it just needs to be received or acknowledged or put in the minutes. That could be more procedural and documenting things more than taking action. But we want a consensus vote, for example.
Of course, is there, where can I find that area?
I've got some resources I'd be glad to send to you.
Any questions?
Oh, one more question. When you said the consensus of it, so I'll talk to you after the meeting about something.
Cancer Services of Eastern North Carolina, the breast cancer screening that we have had in Conetoe for the past 2 years, it's gonna be a little different this year. They were set for coming in June, which would be a year from the time they came, the date they came last year. And due to the funding or lack of funding, the pink bus that comes will not be able to be here. They do offer transportation from the town hall to the breast imaging center, and it's parked in Greenville. So what they're doing a little bit different is they sent this out, there's flyers over there. If any of you need or know anybody that could benefit from getting a free mammogram, whether you have insurance or not, and would like to go to this, they can either go themselves or they can meet here to ride the van is going to go and come back or be dropped off there at the town hall. They have 2 days for sign up. They can either call the number on there or call the town hall, and we'll put them on the list and just get the information that we need from them and turn it in. And that's the service they still want to provide. They're still looking for funding so that they can continue to travel with the whole bus. But that did not happen working this year. It's like a lot of other places, a lot of funding got cut, and we're still offering the service, but it's just in a different fashion.
They just called this number for to register, right?
Yeah.
And have the link like they did before?
They didn't give me the information. All they said is, said to call the number, and me or the lady's name is Maria. I don't remember, so it's the same, to register. I need to look and find folks from last year. I help contact you, so that they'll know the difference, and they can still have their degree. That'd be great.
Do we have a phone? We have done a sheet there.
We didn't have a sign sheet with this going,
Okay.
just with the name and phone number, so contact me. We'll move on to our action items, and the legacy tree fund agreement, Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, is there anything for the board that sign or do now just for them to agree to move forward with this?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. If there is a resolution, obviously, then it's probably a moot point because I don't think any of the towns or hopefully will have time to pass a resolution. But it wasn't one of the, in the application guidelines.
Right.
So yeah, I think we just want the commission before we spend time on it, what's your interest?
So what do you guys think about, moving forward with the legacy tree fund for town? This is, the match we're talking about, is, like, if we were say we have a community day, like we're talking about, there's enough people, there's equipment and stuff that people can tree, the whole plant trees, and enough people, and that can, the in-kind be.
Yes, $33.79 an hour per volunteer.
Yeah.
So it can add up pretty quick. If you get 10 volunteers out there for
With that
5.
amount of money, for volunteers or what pays, or what, that, it's the same thing, so we don't have to actually come up with the cash, we come up with the in-kind, so if we come up with volunteers, plant and do and whatever, we get some here at park and at fire station, that's our 2 park areas, and
So we'll certainly try to get the grant first, and if we don't get it, we'll have a really good cost estimate for the trees, and then we can decide if then you wanna go just buy the trees anyways. But obviously, you wanna try the grant route first.
And just to throw in, when we did the site plan, and we went for everything the first time, funding was cut, what was it, 2025?
Yeah.
Beginning of 2025?
Yeah.
If y'all remember, we did the site plan, and we had the trees picked out, and, you know, what was recommended to be planted, filled out all that, turned in, and then we got a notification that there would be no more, the funding was cut. So, this is just another revenue, another venue to try to.
Yeah, it's private
get
funds,
these
these are
trees.
not state or federal funds. they're
Yeah.
private.
So, need a motion. If everybody approves and wants us to go forward with the legacy tree fund, if you're all in agreement.
Make a motion to approve I make a motion to approve the legacy tree fund agreement.
A second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? That's all I have for this part of our report. I mean, approval for the town administrator's report. Motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the town administrator's report of figure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I do. Number 1, number 3, but the rest of it.
Did you repeat, say what number we?
The North Carolina House Bill 1025.
Moving on to our finance report.
Mr. Mayor. Thank you. As of this month, April 2026, budget versus actual report for 4/30/26. As of April 30th, 2026, we have spent 89% of budgeted expenditures in the general fund. We have spent 51% of budgeted expenditures in the power bill fund. We have received 78 of the budget revenue for the general fund. We have received 80% of the budgeted revenue in the power bill fund. Mayor?
Thank you very much. Need an approval of the, I've got town administrators, last name, finance report. Please make that application. Town administrator, finance, need approval of the finance officer's report.
I make a motion to approve the finance report.
I second.
We'll get down to our closing comments and adjournment of our meeting. The board will hold a retreat, budget retreat on May 26th and 28th, that's a Tuesday and Thursday. We are gonna have to discuss this because Jenny is not here. She'll be out here. So, change those dates, we could be looking at the first week in June. Does anybody have any problem with the first week in June? If we just change, if we keep it on Tuesday and Thursday during the day, let's do that. Now, I'm going to change from May 26th to June 7th. And from Thursday, May 28th to June 4th. We'll keep the time the same. If anything comes up, between now and then, please let me know as soon as you can, so we can do whatever we need to do. All right, our next regular scheduled monthly board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, 6:30 p.m. in the Town Hall Boardroom.
I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.